Hey, GT The Vibe Podcast coming at you with episode 3 of the Mica Miller John Paul fiasco. This episode, we're going to talk a little bit about the investigation from a law enforcement standpoint, and then we're going to also talk about the outcome here, where we're at now, and any kind of updates. The family is pushing heavy. They are not happy, not pleased with the investigation, and I get it. As an officer myself, I understand that there's limitations to what we can do. Like, there's so many instances when I've been on calls on cases where I know for a fact, I know that the person did what the other person said they did, but we just don't have evidence. Like, you can tell by a person's demeanor and how they operate, how they act, if they're guilty. And you could tell on these scenes, man. I've showed up on many scenes where I'm just like, this dude did it. he definitely did it, but we can't prove it. I've talked to some of my partners. We'll be on scene, and I'm like, dude. And we'll look at each other like, yes, he did it. But we can't prove, or yes, she did it. I'm not trying to single dudes out here. Don't think I'm doing that. But we'll show up on scenes like, man, yes, 100%. But there are I'm like, I'm not perfect. We're not perfect. We're still humans. We try our best every day because we sworn in. We have an oath that we're going to protect and serve the community. And so we got to serve. And part of the service is giving 110%. There's days where I don't want to go to work, where I'm tired, I'm worn out. When I show up, they called us for a reason, and I'm going to give them 120% of whatever I got left. And so, as I kind of examine some of the things that I've seen from the case, some missing pieces, the whole tracking device fiasco, I kind of want to know because I don't think it was ever reported or where it was in the car or anything like that, but she said that she reported being tracked multiple times. And so I wonder if that was missing in some of the cases that were written up about this, and they missed the fact that, hey, there's a tracking device, because I feel like that would help the investigation. So if you go out to this suicidal person, which we go out to all the time, you got to investigate it like it's a homicide. So you're still investigating it as if it's a homicide. And so I think that we have to understand with that mindset, with that in mind, that there's a possibility that there may be some cases elsewhere, or find out where this person's from. And then you could pull cases from that department. Hey, I need to know any kind of cases. Do you have any domestic cases? I'm like, is she reporting anything that you would consider to be out of the ordinary? Tracking device will be out of the ordinary, because then we could be like, oh man, well, her car is part of the crime scene. So her car is there at the lake. So Mica's car is there. It's part of the crime scene. And so we could look and be like, well, there's a tracking device in here. And then now you've connected to the other cases. Well, whoever put the tracking device in on these cases probably put it in on this case, on this one too. And then you start to ask your question, why are they tracking this person? Because her dad said she had never been up to that area before, so he didn't know why she was up there in the first place. I know they said she had hair appointments and all, so she still had plans, is what it sounds like. So something happened either within that 24 to 48 hour range. Something happened that triggered something that ended up causing this. From what I read, they were apart. They were separated. They weren't together at the time of the incident. He wasn't letting her go, obviously. He didn't want to let her go because, like I said in episode 1, this dude, he wants control. For him, it's about control. Like, he don't care about the person. Most of the time when you deal with a narcissistic person, they don't care about the person. They care about control. Once they can't control you, they will flip out. Like, once they figure out that once you figured it out, they will whatever it takes, right? Whatever it may take, they'll do it. And so, we get to this point in time where it is inevitable that there's going to be some type of outcome. And in this case, they got to that point in time. And so you have to look at it, and you have to be careful how you look at it, because at the end of the day, you can look at it a couple different ways. You can look at it as she was mentally not there. She was unstable, on medication. She had been admitted to the hospital for 2 days. But the thing is, she never had an extended stay anywhere. They didn't send her to one of the more like hospitals do deal with mental health. But then there are facilities that specialize in that that people get sent to for the extreme cases. So she wasn't an extreme enough case for them to even hold her back when he got her in there. And crazy thing is when he got her in there, he got her phone and he's texting her family like he's her, which is nuts to me. That's crazy. I mean, let me go get my significant other's phone and text her family like I'm her. Like, what the heck kind of mess is that? That's something's wrong up here. And so you accumulate all these things and you think about, okay, she's trying to get divorced from this guy. He's shown the propensity for violence, threatened to come armed to her sister's house when she was staying with her sister. They've got text messages proving that, which is on another podcast, which I'll link to this. So he's done all these things, and yet the paper trail wasn't really adding up, right? And so that's the problem we have, is that sometimes people sound so outlandish. And I've dealt with people where I'm like, this person is crazy, right? That person is nuts. But we still have to do our job as law enforcement. We have to still investigate it, right? I've had people tell me some crazy, there's dead bodies in his house. So we will go to the house. We're surrounding the house as if this is going to be a SWAT standoff, because we still have to do our job safely, but we still got to investigate what this person said, right? If there's the propensity for somebody being there with great bodily harm that needs to be rendered aid, or aid needs to be rendered to, we got to do our job. And so that goes into even when you just have a little report that somebody just calls in and says this person did this, and this. Like, you never know when that's going to come up later on, and that's going to be a problem. And so there were some missing pieces, obviously, which it happens. It definitely happens. And then you also have to think, she's making reports in a town where her husband is powerful as heck. That dude probably got the best lawyers on retainer down there. And so he's powerful. Like, there ain't no telling what that dude's capable of. I personally believe that she was brainwashed to the point of suicide, that he put her in a place where she felt like there was no other way out, where she felt like she was trapped, she was stuck, she couldn't. It's kind of like when you're like in water and you can't swim and you're just like paddling, you just drink your mouth. You're just trying to get some air. Like, that's all you want, just a glimpse of air. You're just up, and you're struggling. All you're thinking about is breathing, right? And so for her, all she was thinking about was leaving. And she wasn't allowed to. He didn't allow her to leave. He wasn't going to let her go. Like, I feel like there was only one way to go, and that's the way that she ended up taking. Otherwise, if there was another way, another option for her, I felt like she would have definitely tried to take that option. But that was the only option that was left. Like, that's the only thing left on the table was, hey, this is how I got to go. I can't. She couldn't fight it anymore. What she felt was real. She was afraid. What she had reason to be afraid. I mean, pastors are just like celebrities nowadays, right? Everybody wants to be in front of them because that power, right? There's power in the name of Jesus, and people will definitely utilize that power. And so she got into that last place that she can possibly be. There's nowhere else to go. The only way to go was where she went. And I've said it before and I'll say it again. Just because he didn't pull the trigger doesn't mean he didn't pull the trigger. He definitely had something to do in my mind with her death. How she got there is a mystery. And as they continue to come out with stuff, I will continue to report on it. How she got there is a mystery. Why she went there is a mystery. She'd never been there before. Why would you go somewhere that's not familiar to you? Did he threaten her with something? Did he say, if you don't do this, I'll do this? Did he have some dirt on her? Did he dig something up on her? I mean, he's stalking her. So obviously he's digging something up if he's stalking her. So those are questions that have yet to been answered. But I think over time, as more stuff comes out about him, and you watch his demeanor as he moves forward, that'll tell you a lot. Because he didn't, like, in his sermon, he didn't seem like a grieving husband to me. That dude sounded like he was trying to cover something up. My wife, self-induced, killed herself, self-induced. I don't want you guys to talk about it when you leave here. That's sketch. to even do a sermon is sketch. But he wanted to save face because he knew it was going to come out. So he told his congregation, because the best, and he's been doing damage control ever since. Like, that dude's been doing damage control like it's none other ever since. Like, dude is in front of the camera still. And that's the crazy part. He's in front of the cameras. People are recording him doing his sermons. He's still he's still running the church, essentially. Like, I feel like time apart, time away would be good, so you can grieve. Unless you don't need to grieve. So as the story continues to kind of develop, I'll definitely try to keep at least one post a week where I may post 10 to 15 minutes and just kind of give you guys updates on it. You guys know my thoughts. I've made a couple videos on this thing, and my condolences to her family. My condolences to anybody who's dealing with that, who ends in death. We had a lady. There's a lady, I can't remember where it was, but she killed her husband in his sleep, shot him in the head. They're on their way to divorce. My man, like, some people can't let it go. Some people can't let it go. And you have to be careful when you encounter that person, because you never know what that person is capable of doing. And so as you guys continue to move forward and grow, please reach out. If you know anybody that's going through abuse, reach out to us. Being a member of law enforcement, I can try to get resources and things like that in place. I've had conversations. I've been credited with saving people's lives. I've had people tell me, hey man, if it wasn't for you to stay on top of me about getting this thing done and leaving, I would have probably stayed there and been killed. And you know what I tell them? That's what I signed up for. Signed up to for the people that can't speak, for the people that don't have a voice, especially the kids. You know, but for the people who are struggling with mental health, or who are struggling with domestic abuse, like, those people matter too. And so if you ever need an ear to hear, reach out to us. We will talk to you. I'm not a therapist, but I've been through some things, so I can definitely talk to you from an experience and a wealth of knowledge and wisdom. And that's my goal. I'm not out here trying to be perfect. I'm not out here thinking I'm better than anybody else. I'm out here trying to help you grow, because you guys will help me grow, right? And as our channel grows, like I said, our goal is 10,000 by the end of the summer, 10,000 subscribers. We've been kind of pushing it and starting to move now, trying different content. But we're going to keep it pushing, guys. We're going to keep posting. We're going to keep filling you guys in. We're going to keep updating you guys on our lives. We're going to do some more little bio things, little 5-minute clips of bios about us, so you guys can kind of get to know who's speaking to you on the other side of the mic over here. The Vibe team, I appreciate them. Candy B, A. Marie, Crazy Shonda. Definitely got the best crew that I could possibly be working with. My boy Clint Harris too. I need to get back on air with him soon. But you know, when you surround yourself with good people, they watch out for you. And that's my hope, is that you guys, as I conclude this one, surround yourself with good people that hold you accountable, but people that'll watch out for you too, people that will protect you when you need to be protected, but people that'll whoop you when you need to be whooped, because sometimes we need to be whooped. We understand now, 110%. So thank you guys for vibing with us, for rocking with us this long. I hope you guys continue to rock with us. Please like, share, and subscribe. I always try to put the things together, but at least if you like our content, like. That gets the algorithm out there, gets our videos out there to people. We will continue to push. My condolences to Mica Miller's family. I pray that they will get the peace that they need. I pray that they will get the answers that they need, and that what is done in the darkness will soon come to light. And I hope that all the light shines on all the darkness that's going on down there. If it's happening in your church too, light it up, because the Lord don't play. When you play with his people, he gonna come get you. Thank you guys again. It's GT the Vibe Podcast. I'm out.